Not sure which is the best RAM kit for a Ryzen 7 7700X PC build? The Ryzen 7 7700X is an all-rounder chip. Since it can clock really high, past 5 GHz, and has 8 cores and 16 threads, it's far more flexible than any of the other CPUs in its family. Ryzen CPUs, like the 7700X, need faster memory. Unlike lower-end CPUs, it would be a lot more beneficial if the latency is also taken into great consideration when choosing a RAM kit to pair with the 7700X. While going with a CL36 kit is fine, investing just a tiny bit more on a CL30 or CL32 kit goes a long way. Those tighter timings that you pair today will pay dividends down the line. In this video, I've chosen 3 kits at 3 different price points that would get the best performance possible with the 7700X. Starting with the budget option, I went with the Kingston Fury Beast 16GB kit at 6000 megatransfers per second CL30. This particular kit of the Kingston Fury Beast stands out above the rest because, surprisingly, it checks out every single box you could think of. It runs at 6000 megatransfers per second, has a cast latency of 30 nanoseconds, and the first word latency is 10 nanoseconds. This is so rare to see in a 16GB kit that apparently Kingston is the only one offering a combination of all these specs anywhere at all between the $50 and $70 price. The other RAM kits in this price range have wildly different specs. Some are running at 5200, some at 5600, and some at 6000. And yet none of them have good timings in order for me to consider them. Even if they're priced much more competitively than this kit, I would still not recommend any of these kits, as they're all running close to 40 nanoseconds of cast latency, and a really poor first-word latency of around 12 to 15 nanoseconds. The only kit I would consider a worthy alternative is the Patriot Viper Venom 16GB kit running at 5200 megatransfers per second CL36 with a first-word latency of 13.6 nanoseconds. If this kit was clocked at 6000 megatransfers per second or more, I might have considered it even if it was priced slightly higher than it is, but because of not having enough power to compete with the Kingston Fury Beast, the winner is clear. In conclusion, for around $70, the Kingston Fury Beast is a truly remarkable pairing for the Ryzen 7 7700X. It offers the dream combination for achieving the highest possible performance on DDR5 while retaining rock-solid stability. For those that need a lot of RAM and a kit of RAM that does everything well, the Corsair Dominator Titanium RGB pretty much fits the bill. I wanted to go with a kit that's really fast but doesn't compromise on latency whatsoever, all while looking really good. The Dominator fits this criteria as the chosen kit runs at 6600 megatransfers per second at CL32. This combination is, without a doubt, a massive upgrade over the 6000 megatransfers per second CL30 that most users usually prefer. The overall timings are also really good. The first word latency is 9.697 nanoseconds, and the timing table is 32, 39, 39, 76. Another thing that I didn't expect to like about this kit is the design. It's unique, bold, and uniform, so when you put multiple kits on a motherboard, they can all sync their RGB data to create really interesting patterns in a line. G.Skill Trident Z5 does offer a great alternative to this kit that runs at 6800 megatransfers per second CL34, but I don't think it's worth considering because of its worse timings and higher cast latency. All in all, for under $300, if you're looking to seriously max out your RAM for the Ryzen 7 7700X, then it doesn't get better than the Corsair Vengeance Titanium. And lastly, the best value RAM kit that I would pair the Ryzen 7 7700X with is the G.Skill Ripjaws S5 Series 32GB kit. It runs at 6000 megatransfers per second CL30, and it's priced right under the $100 mark, which is spot on. There are plenty of alternatives from Team Group, Clev, and Corsair, all with identical specs and a similar price tag. However, the G.Skill Ripjaws S5 is easier to recommend due to its stability at the promised speeds, which is a bit uncertain with other lesser-known brands. Corsair, on the other hand, is simply charging more for what's essentially an identical product. All in all, the G-Skill Ripjaws S5 is ready to tackle just about any task. Whether it's gaming or heavy production loads, the Ryzen 7 7700X is sure to work well with this kit without stutters or long loading times. Thanks for watching. I hope this guide helps you choose the perfect RAM kit for your Ryzen 7 7700X build. If you're interested in more PC building tips and hardware reviews, be sure to check out more of my videos.